I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another review, and this is another paid request, this time from Joseph, and it is for the film Hard Candy. Now, if anyone's ever interested in sending in a request, you just send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, Hard Candy came out around 2005, 2006, give or take there. Says here 2005, so I'll write that for the date. But some places say 2006. Anyway, it stars Ellen Page, who I guess is not Ellen anymore, whatever. And Patrick Wilson. Patrick Wilson, you probably know him most. He was in the Conjuring movies. Now, this is an interesting flick because it deals with almost a modern take of... the best way I would put it, imagine a modern take of Red Riding Hood. Be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, she does have red. She's wearing red when we first see her. Maybe not when we first see her, but at a point. And she's a 14-year-old girl who goes with this 30-some-year-old guy after a scummy online chat. They meet at this coffee house, get cake. And you can tell this guy is a bit of a sleazebag. She's got cake on her lips and he wipes it off and licks it. So, okay, you know, he's an online predator. But the prey is not so innocent either. And again, it has this red outfit, like Red Riding Hood, into the wolf's den. And... really what it is, the way I took this, is someone turning the tables on a pedophile. Now, throughout the film, you're supposed to be wondering, because the guy's like, oh, I'm not a pedophile, I'm not this, I'm not that. But at the same time, right from the get-go, I'm like, she can do whatever she wants to him. The way I looked at it is, this guy invited a 14-year-old girl after talking to her handle, Thong Girl. Kneels, kisses her feet. Oh, yes, magnificent Thong Girl. No matter what, this guy's a creep, and whatever happens, he gets what he deserves. Because you realize there's more to it than that, but... I mention that because there are some reviewers that are like, oh, we don't know if he's innocent, if he's guilty. He's fucking guilty from step one. When you see a 14-year-old girl wiping her you wipe her fucking lip, and this guy deserves to die. Just for that, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't fucking do that. There's a 14-year-old girl. No. So the way I looked at this film as a revenge movie, as a revenge flick, like a... You know how some people view that film Audition? I'm not into that film Audition. This is my preference over audition, where it's someone solely like, I say torturing, but she's not really torturing him, but just trying to make him fess up to who he really is. And he wants to keep denying it, because of course anyone who's guilty, they want to deny the shit, but make him see who he really is. And she's in control for the most part. I thought whatever Ellen Page has done afterward, acting-wise, I do think she did a really good job in this performance. For a 14-year-old, she expressed maturity in her performance and seriousness and carrying out her act, seriousness in her almost intellectual battle with this fucking pedophile pervert. And also I commend Patrick Wilson, because that's a scary type of character to play. Because even when you're playing a character, afterward, you're that pedo, that already will elicit, especially nowadays, cancel. But he played the character. Yeah, but you... And unlike fucking cuties, which no, I have not seen, I never want to see, even if you pay me, it'd have to be a shitload of fucking money. Shitload. Shitload. I just don't want to see cuties. This one has a, seriousness to its story, and it's directed by David Slade. I forgot it was directed by him. He's the guy who directed 30 Days of Night. I don't know what he's directed since then. I think... I don't remember what else he's done. I want to say, didn't he direct one of the Twilight movies or something? I don't know. But I think it's her kind of seducing him, but then tying him up and taking control. And even like the lighting, I thought the lighting was watch it again, I noticed how when things seem more friendly, the lighting seemed more brighter colors, everything sort of fine and dandy, like warm type of characters. Then it's much more serious. There's a much more of a bluer type of shading, type of filter. And if you don't use that for that intention and that purpose, I can appreciate that more than if you're just going to do it willy-nilly for the fuck of it. Like, to me, it seemed like there was a reason for doing that. And I thought it worked well for the picture. And, the guy going all, you would come on to me, and like all the stuff that a guilty person would usually do, whether it be bargaining, whether it be, oh, it's your fault, not mine. And there's some intense scenes. There's a bit where he tries to escape and she puts the saran wrap on his face. There's a bit here in the bathtub where she's shocking the shit out of him. There's the castration scene, which... that was interesting to see what happened with that. How much do I want to give away, though? I would say this, if you want to see a well-directed, I would call it a revenge movie, that's how I look at it with Hard Candy. She investigates into this guy's past, trying to find out the truth, the full truth and nothing but the truth. And I thought both of these actors were on their A game with this flick. And there's really not many other people other than a neighbor played by Sandra Oh. She appears maybe once in the film. Really, it's just these two that you see throughout the entire film. And it had to be on their shoulders to carry out. I thought they carried it out very effectively. And I'll go into spoilers now. Spoiler section. When I say castration scene, it's she numbs him so that there will be no pain. but you find it was all fake. It was to fuck with them mentally, psychologically. That's a type of psychological torture, but at the same time, it's actually the smarter way to go, because if you do this, there'd be a lot of evidence, and, oh, well, this did it to him, poor thing, we feel sorry for him in some way, like, to make him go through that fear and stress was actually the better way to play it. At least in my opinion. And you come to find out that not only is he a pedophile, but more than likely he murdered another girl. And she tries like, okay, I'll make a bargain with you. Hang yourself. I'll delete the evidence. Who are you? I'm every little girl you watched, touched, hurt, and killed. Now, yeah, there's a couple times where I question, like, this guy who, like, this character here, Patrick Wilson's character. Again, this is spoilers, so beware. There's a little chase scene they did up top. She had called a girlfriend. She's coming home. Going to see this. I'm like, you know what? This guy could kind of get out of this situation by saying this girl's a liar. She's a fake. I don't know who she is. Made some shit up. Get into a car. And probably get to Mexico before anything happens. Like, there's really... When he finally hangs himself, she's like, I'll delete it, I swear. If it was one of those things like he's hurt, like if he was hurt, if he was shot, whether he's dying or he's shot enough that he will have to go to the hospital, he will have to stay somewhere, and that will give time for people to finally find out the truth, all this. But the fact is, he's still got all his body parts, he's not shot, he's not that immobilized. Yeah, the girlfriend's coming home. But he could, like, make up something. There's a crazy bitch. She tried to sell me some cookies. She tried to sell some cookies. She tried to kill me. Come on, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, she just keep talking. We gotta get the fuck out. She's a crazy bitch. You ever seen Child's Play? She thinks it's real. She's one of those fucking... She thinks Chucky's real. It's just whatever bullshit thing you think of. Drive with the girlfriend. We gotta get the fuck out of Dodge. I'll be back for you. Then drives the car. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, it felt like there's other options the guy could have done instead of, I'm going to hang myself. Because really the only thing was maybe the girlfriend coming home. I don't remember if the cops were coming either. All it was the girlfriend coming home. Because Elliot Page pretended to be an officer. Hey, I need to ask you some questions. So maybe a bit more could have been done with that finale to further work up to that idea, whether he was immobilized or his foot was broken so he couldn't walk. That's the thing, if his leg was broken, if his foot was broken, if he couldn't walk, he couldn't get away, if something like that, and then I literally can't get anywhere. Because that's the question, why don't you just get in a car, drive away, fuck it. But it doesn't make that a little bit more of that could have been helpful, at least for me. With that said, it is one of those things that it's a daring film, it's an interesting film, and there's not many movies about a kid getting revenge on a pedophile, where a person psychologically tortures the person, plays mind games with the person, breaks them down mentally, scares the shit out of them by thinking you don't castrate them but don't. That's what I liked about it. I'm like, okay, this is, in a way, as stupid as it sounds, sure, that's it, you get him, that type of thing. Catharsis. Where you see all this horrible shit that you read up on day after day after day. Politics, Epstein didn't kill himself, all that stuff. This is one of those things you watch, maybe get a cathartic release, so to speak, where there's that dark part of you that want to see these pieces of fucking vile shit taken care of, and you get that with this, at least in my opinion. Again, maybe there's a few things logically that I would like to see a bit fixed up. I mentioned with the ending. But I think the acting, the way he was able to showcase a limited environment, but at the same time I didn't think he was boring at all. It didn't overstay its welcome. The movie's only... Well, actually the movie's an hour and 40-some minutes. Wow. I thought it was a lot shorter. And the DVD has a lot of features. I mean, 2 commentary tracks, one with Patrick Wilson and Elliot Page, the other with David Slade and Brian Nelson, the writer, deleted extended scenes, some documentaries. Yeah, even when I first saw this, I went, wow, this is a very effective thriller. I think the performances are what make the film work. I think that if the performances were half-assed or shoddy or shitty, it would be just a boring fucking film. And maybe some people will feel it's a boring fucking film, but I did not. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.